नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती
व्यासं
ततो जयते
नष्टप्रायेषु वदुरेषु
सुप्रेषु
यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवते सेवया
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
भगवति उत्तमश्लोके
भगवती नैष्टिकी
भगवति नैष्टिकी
8.9 नहीं, मेरा वाला पंखा हाँ 3.9 यस्माद्विद्वेवि अहमपि द्विपारादधिष्ण्यम् दृष्ण्यम् अध्याशिता सकललोका एक सेकेंड यस्माद्विद्वेवि अहमपि द्विपारादधिष्ण्यम् अध्याशिता सकललोक नमस्कृतं ह्या तेपे तपो बहुशवो अवरुत समाना तस्मै नमो भगवते अधिमखाय तुभ्यम् यस्माद्विवेति अहमपि द्विपरादधिष्ण्यम् अध्याशिता सकललोक नमस्कृतं एपे तपो बहुसवो अवरुरुः समाना तस्मै नमो भगवते अधिमखाय तुभ्यम् यस्माद्वेमि अहमपि द्विपरादधिष्ण्यम् अध्याशिता सकललोक नमस्कृतं ह्या तेपे तपो बहुशवो अवरुरुः समाना तस्मै नमो भगवते अधिमखाय तुभ्यम् यस्माद्वेमि अहमपि द्विपरादधिष्ण्यम् अध्याशिता सकललोक नमस्कृतं ह्या तेपे तपो बहुशवो अवरुरुः समाना तस्मै नमो भगवते अधिमखाय तुभ्यम् तस्मात् from whom vivemi fear aham I api also we para ardha up to the limit of 4 billion 300 million into 2 into 30 into 12 into 100 solar years. Vishnam place adhyasitaha situated in Sakala Loka, all of the planet. Namaskritam honored by. Yat that they pay underwear, tapaha, penances, bahushavaha, many, many years. Avaruru samanaha, desiring to obtain you. Tasmai, unto him. Namaha, I do offer my obeisances. Bhagavate, unto the Supreme Personality of God. Adimakaya, unto him, who is the enjoyer of all sacrifice. Tubhyam, unto your Lordship. Your Lordship, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are indefatigable time and the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Although I am situated in an abode which will continue to exist for a time duration of 2 prarabdha, and although I am the leader of all the planets in the universe, and although I have undergone many, many years of pain of self-realization, still I offer my respects to you. Your Lordship, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are indefatigable time and enjoyer of all sacrifices. Although I am situated in an abode which will continue to exist for a time duration of 2 parardhas. Although I am the leader of all of the planets in the universe, and although I have undergone many, many years of penance, of self-realization, still I offer my respects to you. There is nobody there reading? Anyway, the short purpose. Brahma is the greatest personality in the universe because he has the longest duration of life. He is the most respectable personality because of his famous influence, prestige, etc. And still he has to offer respectful obeisance unto the Lord. Therefore, it is incumbent upon all others who are far, far below the standard of Brahma to do so as it did up and offer respect as a matter of duty. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Akshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Nama. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashatadeshasari Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yasmad Vedi Aham Abhiduparada Deshyam Adhyashita Sakala Loka Namaskritam Ya Tepe Tapo Vahushavo Avuru Samana Tasmai Namo Bhagavate Adimakhaya Tobhyam. I offer, O Lordship, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you who are indefatigable time and the enjoyer of all sacrifice. Although I am situated in an abode which will continue to exist for a time duration of 2 parardhas, and although I am the leader of all the planets in the universe, and although I have undergone many, many years of pain of self-realization, still I offer my respects to you. So Brahma is eager now. And what is the position of Brahma? He is explaining. Brahma is our great-great-grandfather. And what Brahma says is appreciated. In disconnect camera. So we can appreciate what Brahma says. And this brings us where we are. This brings us where we are. Brahma's position is so exalted. And he is giving a lesson to us. In fact, many of us have heard Bhishma, such a powerful warrior, big personality. But he had no problem. He offering such humble prayers to the Lord. And here we see Brahma himself offering such beautiful prayers. In fact, Brahma does that again and again in the Bhagavatam. In various situations, he offers the prayers in the same mood. When Brahma steals the coward boys and the calves, then when he realizes his mistake, he comes to offer beautiful prayer. Even when Brahma was born, at that time Brahma did not know what is the truth. He did not even know how to go into his service of construction. Then he did tapasya. And then after that, he got darshan of Krishna. And then he spoke. So, there is in second canto of the Bhagavatam, one instance. Then Narad Muni goes to Brahma. And after Narad Muni goes to Brahma, he inquires, my dear father, a lot of people worship you. They think you are the supreme personality. But actually, if I see, you're always doing tapasya. So my question, father, Sri Radha Govinda Temple. So my father, my question to you is, on whom you are doing tapasya? You are so powerful. Looks like you are gone. But I am suspecting that you are doing some tapasya, so there is somebody superior to you. What is the truth? So Brahma says, I'm not the supreme being. I'm just doing as I have been ordered by the Supreme Personality Godhead, Krishna, Narayana. On their order I'm doing this. So Brahma is very clear. Sometimes people are confused. Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu. Hey, Trimurti. No, we heard in our Hindu religion, Trimurti, all are equal. See, Brahma is not having that confusion. Shiva is not having that confusion. Vishnu is not having any confusion. You are the one having confusion. Why? Because you don't read Shastra. Bhagavad Gita, they say, Shruti Smriti Puranadhi. This is another, not Bhagavad Gita. From Shruti Smriti Puranadhi Pancharatriki Vidhimena Ekantiki Harer Bhakti Utpadeti Kalpate. When you do not follow the Shruti Smriti, you simply create utpad. Utpad means disturbance. That's all. So these people may be thinking they are doing great service. Now what do they read? Now we are reading Bhagavatam. Interview of Brahma has been taken. He is very clear that he is not supreme. Similarly, if you read Bhagavatam 4th canto, after some time, Lord Shiva is offering prayers and he's teaching some prayers to Pracheta. He is having no difficulty. He is rather begging the Lord, I want to be in association of your wonderful devotees. So who is having confusion? You are having confusion because you don't read the Shastra. Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita very clearly, I am the Supreme. And Brahma and Shiva say, we are not Supreme. So they are not having any confusion. Neither they are saying, oh, I wish I was. No, they know they are humble servants. So happily the humble servants of God. They're not having a dissatisfaction. You may be having dissatisfaction. Oh, my Brahma is not God. Oh, my Shiva is not God. That's your problem. Okay? But if you read in the scripture, there is no. That's the beauty about the scripture. It's totally harmonious. And we enjoy. So we read Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is Supreme. Bhagavatam, which is the ultimate pramana. There is no evidence greater than Bhagavatam in the whole Vedic literature. Because this being the Bhashya of Vedanta is considered the highest pramana. And the Bhagavatam is declaring very clearly that Brahma is not supreme. So where is the doubt? Why you keep doubt after that? What can be done? Okay. See, I have not seen Brahma, you have not seen Brahma, yet we know from the Shastra. So authority of the Shastra You have to understand him. It's very clear. Brahma is offering such beautiful prayers to Krishna. Okay? And his day of Brahma, total life of Brahma, 4.3 billion into 2. That is one day of Brahma. 1,000 cycles happen. 4.3 million is one cycle of set of yugas. Brahma had 1,000 of that, so become 4.3 billion. Into 2, that is his 24 hours, because that was only his 12 hours. And then into 30, that is his month. Into 12, that is his year. Into 100, that is 311 trillion years Brahma's life. And that is just one breath of Mahavishnu. So in the eternal time scale, this is the situation. And Lord Vishnu has breathes unlimitedly. Don't think he has birth like that, night like that. So Brahma is saying, although I have such credentials, that my abode is not having any pralaya till I die. That is, Brahma's abode lives for 311 trillion years. The scientists are looking in the space. If they could reach Brahma Loka by their so-called tiny telescope, they'll get a shock of their life. And they will think that data is wrong. That's their problem. Many times they get evidence which is contrary to their conception of cosmos. What do? They say maybe data is wrong, maybe instrument has gone wrong. Because once that happened in Chernobyl, there were some instruments. What happened was they were doing some experiment and the power plant exploded. They were in another building next. They didn't come to know. And the radioactivity in that area was so high, it was unbelievable. Practically everybody died. They went home and died because they were already heavy poisoning by intense radioactivity. So some people are there. They looked at the the meters, radiation meters. So it is supposed to be 1, it was 100. Just like in a car, there's a temperature reader. You should keep an eye on that. If it goes very high, it's dangerous. So you have to stop the car and put some water, engine water, something you have to do to cool it. So like that, you don't believe things when they are very high. So similarly, you put a telescope, you go to Brahma's place, trillions of years, you're going to get a shock. In fact, some other philosophies and religions, the revelation is that the creation started 6,000 years ago. How much? 6,000 years ago. And I know how people have tried to adjust all data to fit that. So they were quite, disappointed when religions speak only 6,000. So let us go to India and check what do they speak. Because scientists are proud that they got something in billions. They have just like a rough estimate of the universe age, they have 17.5 billion. And the age of Earth, 4.5 billion, something in billion. So they came to India to check up with the Vedic cosmologists. What do they say? They spoke trillion, they got a shock of their life. So thinking we're very proud in billion, but these people only speak in 1,000. But here it is, if you do this calculation, the Brahma's life or that there, just sit and calculate, this comes to 311 trillion. They got a shock. So when you look at the telescope in the sky, you get trillion. They will say, maybe by mistake I got this data. They don't understand. It's not a mistake. Actually, it's a fact. So Brahma's place is not destroyed. Wherever Brahma sleeps, he destroys everything except top planetary system. And below everything, including Earth, everything is destroyed. And morning gets up, just like you get up, take a bath, put a tilak cloth. He also does it. And then again, he sets up the creation. It's as easy for him, not very difficult. By the intelligence provided by Vishnu, he does it very nicely. Some person was telling me, the Brahma created all the species. I said, yes. That's what Shastra says. Then I have a conclusion. I said, what? The Brahma's DNA must have the DNA of all the 84 lakh species. I said, that's your conclusion. Brahma is not so gross. Brahma is subtle, and the top devatas are not visible to you. They have subtle bodies, very, very subtle body. In fact, Brahma has the biggest body in the universe, huge. He creates the whole universe and massive body, and is very subtle and is very handsome. All the devatas are very handsome, very beautiful. I unto the personality, unto him who is the enjoyer of all sacrifices. The Brahma is saying, even though the situation is this, that I am so long duration of life, I have lived for trillions of years. I am the leader of all the planets, very powerful. All the devatas, everybody report to him. He's the leader. And he's the cause of father of all the living entities, father of all the devatas, and very extremely powerful. Therefore, Hiranyakashipu, he gave so many benedictions. Very powerful. Brahma, when he saw Hiranyakashipu, he had become an anthill. The ants have eaten his body. Still, he was holding his hand like Tamsik tapasya. Yesterday we were reading Rasik Satvik and Tamsik. Tamsik tapasya. The tapasya done to harm other people. So what happens at that time? The Brahma sees that, and he says, so much he's doing tapasya just to please me. The Brahma said, okay. He took water from Kamandalu. And Hiranyakashipu's body became young and handsome, and even thunderbolt of Indra could not touch. So Brahma is powerful. He can give a lot of benedictions. I still offer so I have done this tapasya. I am the leader. All they undergone many, many years of penance. When Brahma was born, he did not know anything. And there was nobody to teach him anything. He is the first living entity in the universe. He was born from the lotus coming from the navel of Garbhodakshi Vishnu. But after birth, he did not know anything. And he went inside the water, the stem of the lotus on his born. He still could not understand anything. And Krishna shook the water. So he ran back with fear and sat on top of the lotus, thinking, how will I know? Then Krishna gave him the signal. Ta, pa. He heard two sounds in the water. Tapa, tapasya. Okay, I do tapasya. I did tapasya, which is the biggest tapasya anybody could do. For billions of years, he was begging the Lord for revelation. Concentrating mind and senses on that. And Krishna was very kind. Narayana, first he got darshan of Narayana, they shook darshan, or later darshan of Krishna. Narayana gave him darshan and Krishna shook hand with him. So he was delegated, big power to do so much work. So he did such great tapasya, but still, he says, I still offer my respects to you. He's offering respect to the Supreme Lord Krishna. The same way, we should also think in the same way. Whatever we may be, we should offer humbly our respects to the Lord. It was a good tradition when some places where Rath Yatra happens, the king, even Odisha, even to this day, the same dynasty, we hear in Chaitanya Charitamrita, King Pratap Rudra, same dynasty, they take up and they clean the road in front of Jagannath. It's a tradition. The king should do that. So the people feel, oh, so nice. True, now on the top of the Ratha only will do little and whatever reasons. Previously, actually used to clean. Because the Jagannatha is so heavy, then brought from one cushion to another. The cushions used to sometimes burst. So there is some work to be done. And it should actually clean the road. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so pleased to see him. Okay, so we should be eager to serve the Lord, irrespective of the position. And sometimes we may become easily proud. It's always good to do humble service. Lord Krishna himself, what service did he do? And Yudhishthira Maharaj did the Rajasuya Yagna. Lord Krishna was washing the feet of the visitors. That's it. So Krishna is giving an example. We should ready to do the humblest service to the Lord. Okay? Not that I am a big man. Always be eager. There was once devotees. They were asking. Srila Prabhupada was writing something as usual. He is busy. The devotees came to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, we have to put a frame of your guru up behind you. So you don't mind if we climb behind you. It's not etiquette to climb like this above the guru. Prabhupada said, for that, you can climb my shoulders. So happy. Because that should be the attitude. Humble attitude to serve the Lord. Any service. Prabhupada used to personally cook in the beginning of the movement. personally cook and serve all the devotees. Then after they go away, clean up the place, clean up the kitchen. Hello. Even though I'm thinking I'm a big man, I'm a special man, I can't do all these things. What example he gave, he did everything. So we should really do any service for Krishna so that people feel very, very comfortable. So all the undergone many, many years of penance, so doing penance should not bring pride. Just like we have the example in Bhagavatam, Durvasa Muni, who becomes so proud because of penance, he became started unnecessarily quarreled Ambarish Maharaj and finally had to offer prayers to him. Okay, so we should not become proud. Penance is for self-verification, not to become proud. If you become proud by a penance, then that becomes nonsense. All the result of austerity is lost when you become proud. That's a waste. Okay, so we should never get proud and then make offenses. Rather, also, so sometimes we may do service which involves prestige and honor, but other times we should do some humble service also. Clean up the place, broom the place, like in a temple. It is said in Bhagavatam, if the king has a big kirita on his head, means he's so proud that he's a big king, and he does not bow down, what is going to happen at the point of death? That crown will make him go very fast down, head down you. When you fall with heavy weight on your head, the head will be down, you'll fall faster. So rather than being any privilege, that kingship will destroy you. Okay, so always, whatever position we have in society, that's okay, should not give us pride. Okay, always be humble, give a good example to everybody in family, to go down to the Lord, to worship the Lord, so everybody can inspire to become a nice devotee. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much,
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Hare
would
Krishna
like
Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna,
Thank you so much.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank
Hare Krishna. Take a leave now. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu Hari.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So now, people have yesterday forward team, one forward team has already left. They are going by train. Other people are leaving. Hare Krishna.